Welcome back to episode 3 of Untouched Nations. We have recently used Australia and Bulgaria, and today we are going with Costa Rica. So let's get straight into the team. In goal, we have Navas, he looks pretty decent. He's just recently got himself an inform. I was going to try and use that, but it was being price fixed about 80k, so I decided to go against it because I'm only going to be using it for 3 games, so it's a bit of a waste. In the left back, we have Oviedo of Everton. Also got an inform card, but he's well over 100,000 coins, so it's not really worth sort of throwing in there for a couple of games. In the centre back, we have Gonzalez, who looks pretty decent in fairness. 74 pace is the standout feature with him. And the other centre back is a bit slow with 66 pace there, but he has a decent defending in 70 and 72 heading. In the right back, we have Luna, as I'll just call him because I can't say his first name, who has 78 pace. It looks pretty standard from there on out, but his pace on the wing is more important than most. Borgas here in centre defensive mid. I've just left him as a centre mid as I like him just to roam. Again, pretty decent for a silver, most in the 70s and the high 60s. You can't really moan with that. In the left mid position here, we have Wallace. Reasonable pace, not great for a winger, but I will say we're going to be swapping him at half-time each game for Bolanos here, who is a right winger. As you see, it affects the chemistry, so I didn't want to start him, but I'm going to flip around because this guy's got decent dribbling and decent 4-star skills and a 4-star weak foot, so he'll come on at half-time each game. In the cam position, we have Barrientes, who again looks pretty decent going forward. Half decent pace, decent shooting, very good passing, and pretty decent dribbling. In the right mid position, we have Campbell, 88 pace. Average shooting, dribbling not bad either at 77, but minus 8 looks pretty standard. Up front we have Bryan Ruiz, who I had to convert into a striker just because there wasn't really much option. 85 dribbling, is fantastic to have up front. And next to him we have Soborano, I believe it is. 74 pace, 71 shooting, 71 dribbling, 77 heading. Again, not bad, a pretty decent card. And that's the team that we'll be rocking out with here with Costa Rica. So we get straight into the first game here. You see we come up against a pretty decent Brazilian squad here. A random Colombian manager on the bench. But as usual, we will go through the team again. And in goal today we had Navas. As I said previously, he had an inform card out recently. But I decided against getting that due to the fact that the price was just ridiculous. And of course I just wanted to try out the normal sort of players for Costa Rica. So Navas in goal. Honestly, I can tell you right now, he never made a single save. Now, it wasn't down to him. Pretty much every single goal I conceded was actually a decent shot. So I can't blame my goalkeeper at all. But I can't tell you right now that he actually made any saves. So I can't really give you an opinion on him, which is a bit of a shame. In the left back and right back positions, we've got Oviedo and Luna. Oviedo in the left back was actually decent, in fairness. I expected quite a little bit from him, to be honest. Everton, there is an informed version again, but again for the price I wasn't willing to pay it. In right back was Luna, who was absolutely brilliant. Him and Campbell on the right hand side linked up so well. Defensively speaking as well, he was back there often enough and he's got the pace to cope. Going on to the two centre backs, as you just see, Alexandre Pato run straight through them. Minus that, they're really good. Gonzalez was absolutely brilliant for me. He was an absolute tank. He was the one with 74 pace, so he was the one I could cope with as we put that in the top bag to make it 1-1. Durant, the other centre back, was a bit slower. But again, he did the trick, really. There wasn't sort of anything that sort of made me think, he wasn't good enough. Most of the goals that came were from my lack of defending rather than their ability to defend. So, as you see, we came out of that with a 1-1. I was quite disappointed because I thought I was better than him. And we go into this game here, and it is a decent squad now. He's got cams, he's got left wings, he's got right midfielders all over the place. Chemistry of 100 still. And he has a pretty decent squad. Some of the teams I didn't come up against with when I played with Australia. But we got off to a fantastic start there with Bryan Ruiz. Yep, Bryan Ruiz, bloody hell, I need to say his name wrong, confused myself there. But let's get back into the team. So in the centre defensive mid position, who we actually just had a centre mid, we have Borgas, as Ruiz curls that into the bottom corner again, who was pretty decent again. He sort of bombed up and down the pitch. His defensive attributes weren't that great, but I sort of knew that anyway, hence why I never sort of converted him into a CDM, because I didn't really expect too much from him. But I mean, he was another one of them players that just did the trick. Now we'll go on to the right mid. We'll go on to the left mid as he's there. We played Wallace originally, and then we brought on Bolanos at halftime. That there is Bolanos. He was amazing. One of the best players I've probably played with on this game. Everything I did with him, as you'll see here, as I just gone a little bit of a dribble, everything I did just stuck to him. Wallace was all right, but I subbed him off at halftime every game. And I was quite pleased I did, because this guy was just in another league. Look, he just walks past defenders and we get unlucky there. We just need to take on that one last guy and it's all over. Into the right mid, we had Joel Campbell, I think, of Arsenal, as he pings that against the post there. I believe he's on loan from Arsenal. as we come out of that with a 4-1-1. He was pretty brilliant. Well, pretty brilliant, doesn't make sense. He was brilliant. Him and Luna down the wing were fantastic as we go into the third game here against another pretty decent squad, Premier League squad, but not much pace at the back, so I was quite excited about that. In the cam position, we had Bryan Ruiz. Fantastic again, could not fault him at all. He's got one hell of a strike on him. His ball control's fantastic, and just for him to feed in the two strikers of Bryan Ruiz and Saboria were just unbelievable. As you saw there, I was unlucky there with Gonzalez, my centre back, not to score. But overall, this team, I would definitely use it again. I'll keep all these teams as it is, so I'll just transfer them over to my other account, and this is one team I will definitely play with. Literally every single one of these players, when I had the ball with them, you didn't notice who you had, if this makes any sense. You could have the right back or the centre midfielder or the left back, and each one of them, their ball control would be absolutely immense. It wouldn't matter who you had on the ball. It wasn't a team where it was one track where you had to get the right guy on the ball. But saying that, Bolanos here was just on a different league. Everything he did just absolutely destroyed defenders. And time again, Kim Ryan only brought him on at half time, so he really only played, a game and a half of the 3 games, and most of these clips just show how good he is. 1-2 there just to get himself straight through. Could have hit it in the volley, but just cut back inside, opens up space, and he's never missing that. 4-star weak foot, still 4-star skills. I can't bang on about this guy enough because for me, he was just epic. Overall, if I was rating the team, obviously I'd give it probably about 4 out of 5. Obviously, a bit lackluster with the lack of goal players, but I mean, you don't need them. You really don't. This team has everything. We come out of it with, as you'll see in a minute, as Jack Rodwell scores, but we go up there and score straight after. Bolanos again. I think he got me 3 goals, which in a game and a half is not bad. He gets pretty lucky here as he hits it, comes back to him. But I mean, look at just the ball control, just to walk in the box and ping it in the bottom corner. Absolutely epic. Now we come out of Costa Rica with a draw and 2 wins, and I was gutted. I really should have beat the first guy. Joel Campbell getting himself a goal here. I really should have beat the first guy. I was actually gutted not to have, come out of this with a maximum 9 points. But I really did enjoy playing with him. This guy makes it 3-2 here. It's sort of my mistake. I called an offside trap because I know what he's going to do, but I called it way too late. And what a strike this is. This is why I can't blame the goalkeeper, because it's a decent strike. Admittedly, he made no saves at all for me, but I mean, the goals I conceded were all pretty class, so I couldn't complain about that. So this is the end of the episode for Costa Rica. These are my stats all together now over the 9 games I played. 7 wins, 2 draws, 85% passing, 59% pass percentage, plus 23 goal difference. It's not bad at all. Up next, we're going to go with the Democratic Republic of Congo. As always, if you wish to suggest a team, please do so in the comment section below. And as always,